All right, let's try to get this started. Jen, since you messaged on Slack, maybe you could give me a thumbs up or down if that works. All right, cool. Cool. Then let's get started. Hey, I'm Michael. I'm the general chair of ISMM this year, and together with David, we organized ISMM. Unfortunately, David is not here, so I will try to give not just a general intro, but also cover a bit the program chair topics. ISMM, it's a conference with quite some history. And for those of you who are new, I would really encourage you to dig into the history here. There is a lot to see, and there is a lot of cool work that actually came out of ISMM and made it into more elaborate academic work and also into industry over the years. Previously, it was called a workshop on memory management, but for quite some time, it's actually co-hosted with PLDI. So a lot of these general things I'm going to present right now are actually PLDI policies and PLDI guidelines. So ISMM 2022, we're generally following the PLDI guidelines. So anything you find from the PLDI generally applies also to ISMM. There is a code of conduct. Please familiarize yourself with that code of conduct. We want to have an open conference where everybody is included, and we want to make this about ideas, and everybody should feel welcome here. You probably already saw that this was initially planned as an on-site event in San Diego. By the time things got more concrete, we actually asked everybody how they want to attend, right? And it turned out that all speakers, including panelists, including the keynote speaker, everybody just opted for remote attendance. So we made this a mostly remote thing with an on-site room as well. And I hope that there will be some discussions actually happening. As for the registration numbers, there is 44 people that signed up for in-person attendance and 64 people actually signed up for remote. So we can already see that there is some shift towards remote. And I hope that this hybrid actually works out for everybody here. The registration numbers are actually pretty much in line with pre-COVID ISMM registration numbers. Initially, I made this slide here about how everything is set up, right? How you can navigate yourself around. But really, for on-site, it's very easy. Everything is in Rosso East, and virtually, while there is a program, everything you can actually find on Slack. We created bookmarks for all the interesting links on Slack, so everything on Slack is just one click away. Be it Gather, be it YouTube, be it the guides, the code of conduct, or the schedule. Yeah. As for the program, since we actually asked all speakers how they want to attend and everybody opted for remote attendance, we somewhat try to accommodate all speakers, which is also the reason if you look at the program is pretty far stretched out and there is this huge lunch gap in between. The reason for this is simply because we wanted to bring West Coast together with APAC, right? So there is speakers from all over the world, and we tried to give them somewhat reasonable slots for speaking, which is why this whole thing is spread out. Martin and Chen actually volunteered for chairing a session. I should also be around all the time. So if there is any question, please just let me know on Slack. And we also have people on site, so we will get things sorted out. As for the program chair report, I will try to give a summary right away and then maybe talk a little bit about the numbers in detail. So we had 7 submissions after a deadline extension of 1 week. This number is down 50% from the previous year, which itself was a drop. We did receive 1 PC paper submission. All but 1 paper received at least 3 reviews where the PC chair actually read the paper as well to moderate the discussion. Given time and actually time zone constraints, the program committee this time around used hot CRP and email discussions to decide acceptance. And that the PC paper was decided by the ERC that should actually say out of line. 4 papers were accepted and no shepherding was necessary. And I have to say that these numbers are actually a little concerning in that it was another drop on top of an already existing drop. And we may blame COVID as a reason, but really it seems like the numbers are stagnating. And that we really have to dig into why that is. And maybe I just want to provide one hint here. When looking into the community and then when actually talking to people, I realized that a lot of them actually went into industry at this point. And what I feel myself from working in industry is that people are working on exciting problems, but they just may not find the time to write a full research paper anymore, or like time is limited, and so these constraints just add up, and they may find it hard to actually submit papers. What I do see though is that people are working on exciting problems, and for example, the field I'm working in, memory management, is definitely not a solved problem. People are constantly shifting in the trade-off space, and there is new things people find. There is new trade-offs that are also dictated by new hardware, right? So there is definitely new cool stuff that is being created. And I think in future, we should try to be welcoming to this work as well for ISMM. This year round, we are trying this with a memory management panel, and we will see how it goes, and maybe we'll continue in this direction in future. The proceedings themselves are already available online. Please check them out if you like. And with that, I actually want to thank all the contributors, right, on the organizing side, the program committee and the steering committee for putting up and organizing the program and finding the time to review and discuss all the papers. Finally, I would like to invite everyone to the keynote. We live in interesting times by Steve Blackburn, and I think this really resonates with me. Reading the abstract, I really have to agree. I don't think we live in times where, at least for memory management, all these topics are solved. We constantly find new problems. We constantly find the trade-off spaces that were once pretty settled seem to have shifted with new hardware. But we also find that pretty much focus on certain systems have changed, right? Where maybe performance was very important in the past, this time around, we're more interested in security. And so the focus of various things and components actually shifts over time. So I'm really excited, and I'm very much looking forward to this talk. Also, the social break for ISMM this time around happens before the keynote, right? So feel free, like there is a bunch of time to discuss this afterwards, but there is also a social break before. Please make note of that, so you're not surprised. And having said all that, I'm left with like wishing you a great ISMM 2022 in person or virtual. We'll see how that works out, and I think already the setup is pretty amazing. So I'm really excited about this one. And with that, I would like to actually get started with the setup for the panel. Thanks a lot.